What's up? I'm going to show you my morning mobility workout. This is what I do in the mornings right after getting up. Usually I make my shake beforehand, but this is one of the first things that I'll do because this is going to help to warm up my joints, get my blood flowing, and help me to feel more mobile right in the morning. I like to do this in the morning and then do all of my stretches at night. And I found that this works the best because the mobility kind of wakes my body up and the stretching relaxes my body so that I can go to sleep at night. So the first thing that we're going to do is, this is called irradiation. So from your feet all the way up, you're going to be flexing your muscles to a slight degree. Now, when you think of irradiation, think of like a percentage of how hard you're going with it. So if I were to flex my bicep at 100%, then I would be like squeezing it as hard as I can, right? But if I think like 50%, half of that, I can sit here and squeeze that for a little bit longer. We're going to be doing more of like a light intensity, which would be around 30% irradiation. So you're gonna think of 30% from your feet up. I'm gonna get a good base, and the first thing that I'm gonna go through is neck CARs. CARs stands for controlled articulated rotations. And each joint is going to have its own version of CARs, and there are going to be a lot of different ones. The ones that I go through today are going to be easy, that everyone can do, and they are going to feel really good, get your blood flowing, and yeah, you're gonna love it. So I also do these for warm-ups too, but in the morning, we're just warming up for the day. So irradiate, nice deep breath. You're gonna tilt your chin down. You're gonna rotate to the side, then you're gonna side bend and come up. Side bend to the other side and rotate down. We're going to go in this same direction for 6 times. So side bend, round. What you're thinking of is drawing a big circle with your chin. And you just want to go the range of motion that feels best for you. And once you have 6, go ahead and rotate to the other side. Not the best at counting, so sorry if we go more or less. I like to go with what feels good usually. So, I mean, if you don't have a whole lot of time, then you can do 4. If you have more time, you can do more. I like to be really intuitive with this mobility and just do what I'm able to do. And then once you got those, we're going to do spine, T-spine rotations. So you're going to get a wider base, you're going to give yourself a hug, you're going to bend at the bottom. So from the side, you're bending like this. And then your goal is not to let your hips roll around too much. So try to keep your hips in the right place. You are going to find that when you first start doing this, that you are going to have some areas that try to jump in. The more that you do this practice, the better you'll get at it. Obviously, it is a skill and it's a practice, so it'll take some time. Your first couple times doing it might suck, but not in like a bad way. It might just suck because you'll get a little bit frustrated with all the other body parts moving around. But ultimately, what this is doing is it's working all the little muscles that are around your joints that you don't really get moving whenever you do lifting workouts. And like, just think your regular resistance training, your group classes, your cardio, anything like that isn't working these muscles the same way that these CARs are going to work our muscles. Rotate once you've got like 4 or 6 of those. But that's the cool thing about this is whenever you get the blood flowing around your joint, this is going to help your body to get nutrients to the joints, to the muscles. It's going to help aid in recovery. I have not been super sore after really heavy leg days since I started doing these exercises. And I have not had much joint pain, much aches, pains, anything like that since I started doing this, which is incredible and it feels amazing. And I hope that you get the same benefit from it, which I know you will already. So we got our neck, our spine. We're going to go shoulders next. So you can stand like this, irradiate. You're going to turn your palms out, so thumbs out, rotating this way. You want to keep fighting for that rotation the whole way up. And then whenever you can't go back anymore, you're gonna rotate at your hands, bring them back as far as you can, and rotate this way. So your pinky should be facing forward at the end. Then you're going to rotate back and do the same thing on the way forward. Good. So now we're going to do this for 6 times. And you never want to push past pain. So if you do have an injury in your shoulders and you're not able to get it up this way, then just start a little bit out wider and do what you're able to do. You're going to find with practice and with doing these more often that your range of motion is probably going to increase. So totally okay if you don't have the same range of motion as me right now. When I first started doing this, the person that I learned from had a crazy range of motion, right? And it makes sense, right? You want to learn from somebody that's been doing it for a long time and that's good at it at this point, right? But I would get frustrated. I'm like, oh man, like he is doing it so good and I'm not. But he reminds us, and I'm reminding you now, that whenever you first start something, you're not going to be good at it. And don't expect that. So don't compare. Just compare where you're at now to eventually where you're going to be, right? So where you're at now compared to where you were a couple of days ago or a week ago, that kind of thing. And then you're going to see the progress. And what I highly recommend is taking some videos or like a picture or something so that you can see your range of motion, so you can compare it and see how much better you're getting. Make sure that you're tracking your pain and your daily, like how you're feeling, so that you can track the progress there too. Next, we're going to do for our elbows. So we're going to start palms up. And whenever you do this, we're thinking of rotating at the elbow joint. So we're not going to be rotating our whole arm around. It's just going to be right here at the joint, okay? So we're going to start here and rotate at the joint, push down. Rotate, pull up. We'll do this for 4 times, and then we're going to reverse and go the other direction. Good. So now we're going to stay palms up, go down, rotate, and come up. What you should notice is that your joints and your muscles start to feel warm. So your body is literally warming itself up. And the reason that this is so helpful is because when you're getting nutrients to the muscles and getting that blood flow, that's what helps with that pain. When you're feeling daily aches and pains, it's your body like screaming at you like, hey, please use me, please move around, like please. And that blood flow helps to get those nutrients so that your body can get rid of the stuff that it's breaking down. Your body is constantly building up and breaking things down, so it needs to get rid of the waste products. And the only way to do that is through blood flow. And if you're not getting blood flow, then that shit's just staying right where it's at. And that's where you get creaky joints, that's where you get arthritis, that's where you get things breaking down and just staying right where they're at, and that's painful, okay? So we're trying to move that all around. Next, we're going to do ninja hands, and this is going to be for your wrists. So you're going to think of drawing the biggest circles that you can with your fingertips. And we're going to be rotating out, and we'll do that for 4 to 6 times. These are my favorite. I will do these all throughout the day. I absolutely love these. A lot of these movements that I'm showing you, I will do multiple times throughout the day. Now it just depends on how much I'm sitting, how much I'm moving around. I might go through this again before my workout, or I might do a couple extra like leg warm-ups through my workout. And if you didn't see, I rotated and started going the opposite direction too. All right, now we got all of our upper body done. Now we get to go to the lower body. These are my favorites. These are going to be for our hips. You're going to lay on the ground, and your bottom arm is going to punch, and your top arm is going to pull. So I'm going to show you from this angle here first. I'm gonna come up a little bit. You wanna keep your body straight. So your legs should be straight, and whenever you irradiate, you wanna think of pushing yourself into the ground. This is gonna help you to stay stable. Next, I'm going to bring my knee up. And if you are finding that it's hard to do this, I like to show new people, drag your foot on the ground if you're feeling kind of wobbly. And then you're going to bring your knee out. You're going to rotate your foot back. See how I'm kicking my foot back? And then I'm going to bring it back to the side. Then I'm going to donkey kick, kind of like a glute kick back, rotate back around like I'm swinging my leg around, and then straighten it back out. And that's 1. We're gonna do 4 to 6 of these. So knee comes back up, come out, rotate around, and you're gonna find that you're probably pretty wobbly here. Now, ultimately, you don't want your other muscles, your other body parts to be compensating, but right at the beginning, there are going to be compensations. So you're going to find that you might be like wobbling all over the place, and that's totally okay. My first couple of times doing this, I was all over the place. So that's pretty normal until you get the hang of the irradiation and get the hang of the movements. And now if you are doing this like in the middle of the day or anything like that, and maybe you're already warm, you can do a couple less. So maybe you could do 4, but do it at a higher intensity or something like that. But here in the morning, my hips have been laying down all night. My hips kind of need the warm up here. So I'm gonna go for 6, I think. And then anytime you hear like popping or anything like that, I'm gonna show you from this angle this time. Maybe this will help you to see a different side of it. But anytime you're hearing popping, all that is in your joints, there's this liquid, right? Synovial liquid or fluid that is in your joints. And this is why when you're at the chiropractor that things will pop, all it is that synovial fluid, whenever it moves a little bit, by like bending or like pushing into it, it releases a bubble, and that's what it's like a bubble popping. So it's not bad and it's not good either. It just is a sensation that is happening. So just so you know. And this is very different than the chiropractor. This is a different type of exercise. Chiropractor is a type of body work. Now, chiropractor and massage and like just any adjustments that you get are going to be helpful for recovery, but they're not going to be an end-all solution. So you've got to be moving your body, you've got to be doing stuff on your own if you want these things to work, and they can work in tandem, okay? I haven't been to the chiropractor in forever now, since I started bodybuilding, or since I stopped bodybuilding, and I've been doing these and been feeling great, so if that shows anything. But I know that for some injuries, it might be helping you out to maybe get some of that extra body work in. And I highly, highly recommend getting a massage every once in a while. It is so good. It feels so good. You can release a lot of tension, and you can also do foam rolling for that too. All right, awesome. You should feel that your hips are nice and warmed up now. So now we're going to go into our knees. So very similar to what we did with our elbows, we just want to be rotating at our knee. Now this one's going to be a little bit harder. You might not have the mind and muscle connection yet to move your shin this way and move these muscles this way. So it's okay if most of this is coming from your ankle to start off with, but eventually you're going to start to reconnect mind and muscle with these muscles here and be able to twist at your knee a little bit better. So we're gonna rotate out, extend, rotate in, and come back down. We're gonna do this for 4, and then we're going to go the opposite way with it. All right, rotate in, extend, and bend. Should be really feeling your body waking up. I can like feel it come into my face and like all over right now, which is really, really nice. Once you got that, we're going to go to the other side. So I just like to warm up a little bit, get some of these rotations in, get that mind and muscle. This is one of the hardest ones besides doing your toes. So once we got that, rotate out, extend, in, and around. If I don't have enough time in the morning, sometimes I'll do these in the sauna. Whenever I get to the gym, I'll just do like the full thing in the sauna, except I'll do the hips. Go ahead and rotate the other way. I'll do the hips standing up. And I don't recommend doing them standing up unless like if you're at work and you want to be doing these, then you can definitely do like a standing up version of doing your hips, which I'll show you here at the end. Because all of these you can do like at your desk or like wherever you're at, really. At the airport, if you've been traveling a long time, or the gas station. I used to do some like leg swings at the gas station before I knew about all of these, and it was so helpful just to get my body moving. Next, we're going to be doing same thing that we did with our hands for wrist, but for our feet. So you want to point, think of ninja feet, and then you're going to think of drawing a big circle with your toes. So just rotating around. These are another one of my favorites. I'll do these like all throughout the day. I just like constantly feel like I need more blood flow to my ankles and it just feels really good. So rotate those around. And then we'll do the same thing. This is we call this like the knee choke hold. So I'm just bringing my arm around and like this. If you can't grab your leg like this, then I suggest going over top of your other leg or just putting like a block underneath your leg so you can lift up your ankle a little bit. And then we're just going to be rotating around until it feels good, and then rotate around the other way. Now by now, probably feeling pretty good. That's what you want. And we're gonna go into toes. So I'm gonna take my socks off for these. Your toes are trapped inside your socks and inside of your shoes all day. So some toe mobility is gonna help you out a lot. So toe mobility, probably the most frustrating part of all of this. This was the hardest part for me. I had no mind and muscle connection with my toes at all. So whenever you first start off with this, I suggest going up, and you can do toe up, big toe, and I push down my other toes. So start by pushing down your other toes, big toe comes up, and you just flex that a couple times. And then once you feel good about it, you can start doing it without pushing down. And then next you're going to do all 4 little toes up. So I'm pushing down on my big toe so that I can raise up my other toes. And then once that feels good, you can try it without. And then next we're going to do all toes up and bring big toe down. So again, you can be lifting up on your other toes, big toe goes down, and then once you kind of get that down, you can start doing it without holding on. And then we're going to do big toe stays up, little toes go down. Once that feels good, you can try to do it without. This is, I'm not very good at this one. And then you can try the piano key. So piano key is all toes are up and you bring little toes down and then big toe back up. And just go through this a couple of times, and what you should start to notice is that your feet start feeling better. This is something Dylan and I started getting pain from, like bunions, developing bunions. I started doing the toe mobility more and doing toe spreading, and that's been helping tremendously. I haven't had my bunion pain in a long time now. Now, apparently you cannot reverse it, so if it is pretty developed right now, it won't go away, but it does look like it stopped progressing forward, which is really nice because I wear Vans to the gym, and those are like a really tight toe box. I need to get something that is a bigger toe box to support my feet. But until then, I've been practicing my toe mobility and my toe spreading. So that is everything. I do want to show you the standing version of the hip circles so that you know how to do it if you're at work. So just hold on to something. You're going to irradiate, bring your foot up, out, kick back and around. And then you'll kick back and come around like this. I'll do a couple of those. And then a couple on the other side too. You might notice that one side is a little bit more mobile than the other, and that's totally okay. Just pay attention to that and maybe get a couple extra reps on the side that isn't as mobile. That's everything. I hope this helps you out. I hope you feel great in the mornings. Let me know if you want to see more things like this and what else you'd like to see on here. But I hope this helps you out. Let me know what questions you have, and I hope you feel buttery and good this morning.